So where are we at? We're halfway through April. So we're working on Chen. Got 2 more weeks or so of Chen style. Next month, we'll be starting Yang 24, which is, I think, in comparison, much simpler. Doesn't have nearly as much twisting or bending. 24 exercises. The thing we're working on right now, we probably still won't get to the end. It's got about 78 different exercises. It's called Chen Old Frame, like picture frame. Now there's a new frame also. I've not practiced that much. So why don't we get started with what we normally do here, feet together, feet apart, about as wide as your shoulders. Shoulders, hips, knees, toes, all line up. Soften your hips, meaning let them bend slightly. Arms come up. Expand your arms to make a big heart shape. There's the point in front of your real heart. Push down.
Do you have music?
I'm sorry?
Music? I don't hear any music.
I didn't fire up the music.
Yeah, we can't do
I
it.
gotta have the music.
You left us hanging, didn't you?
I like the music.
See, if you wouldn't have said anything, then we would have just kept going inside.
You would have figured it out.
Okay, so here we go again. Feet shoulder width apart, soften your hips and knees. Arms come up to expand your lungs and chest, taking a deep breath. It seems like so much, talking, things to do, things to focus on. Really what we're trying to do is give ourselves some anchor. You're thinking about your body and where it's supposed to be, your positioning. Very much start to think about yourself and what you're doing instead of all the distractions going on around us. So arms up, chin up. Inhale. Arms down, chin down slightly. Exhale. Keep working our way down. Relax your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. So ideally, as we keep doing this, the goal is to become slower with our frequency and deeper with our capacity and how much we're taking into our lungs. Inhale. When the head goes up, we can arch our lower back upward. When our chin drops, let the whole spine slightly round. So that gets this wave of movement going. Inhale. Arch your spine. Exhale. Round your spine. So my terminology, this is arch, this is round. This is also camel like their humps, and then this would be turtle, like the roundedness. I don't talk about that, so I usually just say arch and round, right? Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. But in your mind, you can put the animals in there if that helps. So keep working the way down. Inhale, squish the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, tongue to the bottom of the top. Inhale, open and expand. Close and contract. So as you push down, pull back. Squish your abdomen muscles. Inhale, shift your hips forward. Exhale, shift your hips back. So that gets us to do a bit of a rocking or a rolling motion on our ball of our foot. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift your hips back. Flex your thighs ever so slightly as if you're holding a beach ball between your thighs during this whole sequence of movement. Try to feel your big toe, your little toe, ball of your foot. Shift your heel, feel the flat surface of your heel. So that's the link, or the flow, the connection from our fingers all the way down to our toes. Everything moving kind of sequentially. Let's do a couple more. Inhale. Feel the wave. Exhale. So that wave should also be calming, like you're dropping your thought, your energy, your emotions, you're calming, letting that roll down to your feet. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. We finish up. Any particular set, if we're done with it, oftentimes I'll do this splash on the bottom, flick and twist on the top as you stretch your neck up. And then stretch the neck down by dropping your chin. Same to the right, splash low, flick up, drop your chin as you breathe out. One more, straight up, splash, flick. Now it's like we have a ball. Ball's kind of on the ceiling, like maybe a balloon. You're gonna pull it down. Your back goes from being arched, once again, to being slightly round. You can lock your knees and elbows, like flexing for just a moment, and then bend your knees and elbows. And that gives us contrast. Oftentimes I'll do this whole talk and say, like, relax, relax, breathe deep. I am relaxed, Jim, stop telling me to relax. Oftentimes people don't realize it. They have tension, they're walking around like this. Their face is all scrunched up. So if we kind of have tension when we flex, okay, I can feel that. The opposite would be all the joints bend and sink. And you'll see us do that quite often. So now we got a bunch of hand and arm, shoulder exercises. So picture we're at the edge of a cliff. Someone needs the rope at the bottom to come climb up. So I'm gonna like thread the rope through my hand. And if you use your index finger and then each of the fingers kind of spiral, it ends up being a bit of a wrist and finger exercise. So I'm just kind of rolling my shoulders a little bit. Once this gets all comfortable, you start to roll as if your wrists were tied together. I know some of you might have actually experienced this. You had handcuffs, maybe behind your back though, right? So this is letting the rope out. As this gets more comfortable, look where my shoulders do. So the hands are circling, the wrists are circling, the shoulders are circling. Then I can shift. Doesn't really matter which side you're on, just shift back and forth a little bit. All right, so that's letting the rope out. Now we're pulling in. So I start with, if this one was kind of like focusing on the index finger going out, we focus on the pinky coming in. But really it's the same hand movement, just reversed. So you're spiraling your fingers, you're twisting the wrists. You want to get that overlap going. That's a little coordination. And then also the shoulders. Pull the rope up. Shift your weight. And you can do as little or as much as that as you feel comfortable with. All right, so that's the rope. Rope going out, rope coming in. So the next one's going to be the palm coming down in front. And then as you twist to the other side, the back of your hand comes in. So it's a figure eight. Come down with your palm. Down with the back. If this starts to become comfortable, we start to shift. I'm on the left side, shift to your left hip, shift to the right hip when you're on the right side. This other hand is just kind of dangling for now. Don't forget to breathe. Typically I'll breathe when I'm more open here. Breathe out when I clench or close. In. Out. All right, so then we can do the other side, same thing. Palm down, back of the hand. Palm down, back of the hand. So we can also get where I'm just kind of like holding my arm at any particular time. If I stop, I'm holding it. That's fine, that's like the beginning thing. You can get the control where you're just letting it drop. When I say drop, it just drops. It drops, not holding it the whole time. So now it's more like I'm just swinging from my shoulder. Yeah, it's a figure eight. So those are singles. Now we have doubles. So say I come down left, back of the hand. Now the palm goes on the right. So we're just kind of back to the beginning of holding it. The back of the hand, palm. Back of the hand, palm. Back of the hand, palm. Once that's comfortable, the term that comes to my mind is always flailing the arms. You're just kind of letting the arms go freely. So if the coordination is a little awkward, this is throwing my arms around, Jim. Think of it like you're holding onto that beach ball. And go back to where you're kind of holding your arms with tension. So if I was holding the beach ball and I bring it down in front, and then I gotta flip it over. So I kind of flip it over on the sides and bring it in front. So that's still, again, with tension in our neck and shoulders. So we still want to get it where it's just kind of real loose and comfortable. All right, you get the idea, right? So the next one is going to be tap your shoulder as you just look straight ahead. You can tap your shoulder, try and tap your lower back. And that tapping is going to get the blood moving. If your back is sore, it's going to be a little bit irritating or annoying. So just be careful. So if this is good, shift your weight. So I'm looking straight, but now I can pick a spot on the sides. And you turn your eyes just a little bit quicker than your body. That's fine, look behind. I can see the clock. Try to get to the clock each time I twist. So your breathing should just be rhythmic, comfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be in and out, but comfortable. Seeing that you're twisting your torso as you're breathing, it's hard to take in deep breaths. So there was one more variation we'll do. We're going to shift and then turn up. This is typically called the 7-star stretch. 7 stars would be the Big Dipper. So it's got a little philosophy to it. So we shift, pivot, and then we can again use our eyes either straight ahead or look to the sides or try to find that spot behind. So what are we doing here? We're really playing with our ocular vestibular balance. Your eyes. Where your eyes go, that affects your balance. If you start walking across the room with your eyes closed, sometimes some people will get a little off track. They'll stumble, they'll fall even, right? Try it on like a Stairmaster or a treadmill. Sure, close your eyes for a second or two while you're running, and you're going to wipe out now. So this stuff with your eyes turning and darting is really good for the eyes focusing have a connection to your spine, which either tenses or relaxes the muscles that make us balance. It's cool science stuff, right? So that's all that twisting, turning your focus. So what do we got? There's one or two more of these we're going to do. So here's our movement from Tai Chi, where we lift up the ball and we go past our face. It's the brush knee, but we can do it as an individual exercise. So as one arm comes to your underarm, the other arm holds up the ball. So his hand's like up by my shoulder. Relax your shoulders. As you do brush knee, push in front. So these kind of work together. The one arm is dropping a little bit to the underarm, the other arm lifts up. Brush knee, reach in front. So if this is fine, you gotta shift your weight. And then reach behind. So we come forward, we square up. Equal weight. We go to the right side. Shift the weight. Lift the arm. Square up, equal weight. As you do brush knee and push in front. So this is our classic feet. Starting with the feet, pushing our waist. And then the hands and arms come along at the end. We come back, feet, push, waist shifts. Hands and arms at the end. Feet, waist, arms. Inhale. Exhale. So this is a good exercise for whatever you're feeling. Might be your neck, your shoulder, your back, your hips. Inhale. Exhale. All right, so that's really kind of an advanced or glorified brush knee. So if that's coming up, we're going to go and wave goodbye. I'm going to try to wave goodbye all the way towards where Jill is. I get to the other side. I'm trying to wave goodbye so I can see where Paul is. So this is our wave arms like clouds that we often do, okay? But again, it's a little more advanced. We shift. We try to go farther behind. right arm comes in, means my left arm's going to start to go out. So as far as you can circle behind towards that corner. So it's a bit more of a big wave arm like arms. But you might see the pattern. It's figure eight. We've done figure eights, like almost the whole thing at the beginning here. Figure eights. And this wouldn't be too far from what we were doing a little while ago with this. But now we're doing this. So it's all kind of the same idea. Circles and shapes. Everybody good? So that's the easy stuff. That's the warm-up stuff, the shoulder stuff. Now we got to get into the brain stuff where you go, okay, I got to pay attention now. Can't just flail my arms. So we start with our feet together. Take a deep breath. Push the breath out. Okay. Feet. Turn out. So now the toes are in. Waist. Hands and arms. That same pattern working our way up. Shrug your shoulders, feel the tension, and then you drop your shoulders as you drop your hips a little bit. Come up a little bit with your legs and your hips. Make like a picture frame. 3 little fingers roll up. Thumb, pull it down like so. We call that triggering. And then stretch to the sides like you're trying to touch the walls. Drop your shoulders. Drop your hips. Toes go out. Heels go straight. Now we're in horse stance. All the lower body stuff is all different parts and pieces from Tai Chi. Stretch. Sink your shoulders. Sink your waist. Finger points down. Pull your shoulders back. Feel your shoulders stretch back. Feel your shoulders go forward. Feel your shoulders go up. There's that shrug again. Shoulders down. Okay, so that gets us to here. Shift to the left. Hand to your side. Wave. Cat stance or empty stance. Push and pull. The last 2 inches is usually where the hands do their thing. They turn into position. Relax your shoulders, sink your waist. Toes up. 7-star stretch. Toes in, that's called ba. Toes in. Feet parallel, that's agua. Empty stance. Push and pull. Sink. So now we step into pose stance. One knee's back, one leg straight. That's pretty standard for pose stance. Squeeze your fingertips on both hands. This swings like a pendulum. Swinging this way. The other arm is going to swing up, straight out from your throat. What you're really doing here is you're knocking somebody's arm down, and then you're lightly grabbing their throat. Yeah, lightly. And then we swing back. Swing, and then the other arm swings up. So these are the circle. I split the circle, and then I turn one part of it. All right, let's try that much again. I know we've gone further. So if we're starting for the very first time, I would do the breath. Gives me a chance to plug in my brain. Oh, what are we doing? Okay. Ba. And then hands and arms. Feel the tension. Let it drop. Drop into your hips. Okay, single finger. There's always poetry that goes with this. Single finger divides China. Sink down. Toes out, heel straight. Again, single finger divides China from horse stance. Like you're sitting on a horse. And then in front. Pull the shoulders back. Shoulders go forward. Shoulders go up. Shoulders go down. Always at the end, your hips go down. Okay? We have, I think this tiger comes out of the cave. Stretch. And then sink. Turn. Tiger comes out of the cave. Sink. And this thing with the fingertips. That's a black tiger or black leopard, I think. Black leopard grabs. Black leopard grabs. Okay, now we get into the next step. Arms come together, make that circle again. Take the weight and shift it halfway between the front and back legs. So it's not a bow stance, it's halfway. So we'll just call that halfway stance. Split the circle, and then turn your wrists out and back. And back. Now we turn to the other side. There's our bow stance. Halfway. Here's the circle. Split it. Turn the wrists and pull them back. One above your knee, one above your head. Okay, step across. So there's bow stance again. One knee bent, one straight. If you're fine with that, you want to try twisted stance, then turn and come up on the ball of your back foot. Now catch a ball, squish the ball, pull it apart, half circle up, other half circle down with your arms. Relax your shoulder. So I'm going to get back to there. So I'm going to lean forward and then just pull my shoulders back. Get a little momentum moving. So you got bow stance. If you're going to stay in bow stance, it would be here. Half circle up top, half circle on the bottom. Twisted stance would be here. All right, now we take a big step. Feet come together. Spin a big wheel. So you'll see this often with this, spinning thing, squishing. And then stretch up, push down, keep the knees a little bit bent. Got to balance. If you can balance, come up, all the way up. You can do that. Hands to the sides. Toes out, toes back. Cross your leg. Buddha pump. Some of you are like, I'm out of here with the very beginning part. So you do what you can. Step back, take a step. I'm just going to move another step over here. So I'm spinning to the left. I'm on the left side here. Squish, stretch. If you can't reach up, reach in front. If you can reach up, lift up. Next part is balance. Even if you don't go that high, point your toes, pull your toes. If you can go higher, do it up here. And then cross. Palms come together. I got better from last week, but I'm still stumbling a little bit. Okay, so these are the noble stances. They're from Kung Fu. Tai Chi is a type of Kung Fu. So it's, if you can do these, you can do the Tai Chi. Plus you can do other things like long fist and Hung Guard, tiger form, snake form. What else did I say? There's so many of them. It's the foundation. It's the alphabet, if you will. You can do these feet positions, and then some of the hand ones, they come up all over the place. So we're going to do this one more time through, and then it'll be time to move on to our Tai Chi fundamentals. So again, I can do a breath. That kind of gets me focused to, okay, what are we doing next? There's Ba, with the lower body, fists, with the upper body. All right, inhale, exhale. Toes, heels, stretch, inhale, exhale. 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 Scoot back. Inhale. Exhale. You come together. Spin. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Yep, fancy step behind if you can do it. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Finish it up. Splash low. Twist high. Deep breath. Bring the blood, the oxygen back up the brain. In. Out. One more. Slower. Deeper. Right. So that's noble stances. We're about halfway through the set or so. The other day we went a little further. It was 3/4 of the way, I think. So it was about 36 exercises. So we just did about 18 or so. So the next set we do is our Tai Chi 5 directions. Feet shoulder width apart again. Shift forward as your arms float. Shift your hips back as your arms sink. Catch the ball. We're going to go this way, so you kind of spin to the left. Spin the ball. The arrow for the spin would be on the top, so it's spin left, reach left. There's our part the horses make. Shift to the right. So the arrow is on top, so I spin to the right, reach to the right. Pull back in, go from top to bottom. So that's inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, squish and twist to close. In. Out. Open on top. Close on the bottom. So this gets us metal. Metal is pushing or poking. Wood, pulling. Tension on tree branch. This flow from feet, waist, arms to the left is water. Same to the right would be fire. They're opposites in this case. And then earth. Solid and stable in the center, grounded. Down to earth. Okay, so we go a little wider, toes, heels. Wherever you feel comfortable with getting a little wider. Someone throws you a beach ball, you reach from the left. As you pull it in, it gets smaller and you squish it and turn it. Shift to the right, push it away. So now we do this little splash. You'll see this often throughout Tai Chi, splashing as you roll back. Find your wrist, the inside. On the way back, you bump with your shoulder, poke with your elbow. When you get to the hands, you hit with the back of the wrist, like my wristwatch. But then we turn out. This other hand turns in. They're opposites. Now I do again that little like splash or flick. Pull across the body. We go all the way to the left corner, we do it again. Flick, twist, pull across. Push, kind of close your body and then away. Like you're pushing a ball into the water. Cool. Then we wind up. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Palm. Same on the other side. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Palm at the end. So that's kinetics. That's linking like a chain. You don't just do your wrist, you link it together from the feet. All right, and then we go up to the last one. Hold the teacup. Split. So we want to get going again. So we do the other side. Pull the ball in. Push the ball out. Splash it. Roll it. Bump. Poke. Press as you twist. Pull. It's coming from your feet. Feel your feet push into the ground. As you pull. Same thing here. Pull. Push down and away. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. So this really turns up. This comes in. Pinch. Split. Pull the breath in. Push the breath in. It's all coming from the feet. And then the waist. The arms are how it comes out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Like a whip coming out, but nice and smooth. In. Out. In. Out. So the hand that finishes is the hand that gets us going again. So ward off is philosophically heaven. It expands and goes slightly up. Earth is rollback, grounding, stable. Mountain is shoulder, canyon, and water at the bottom. They go together. Pull is wood. Tension of pulling. Pull. Push in this sequence is Mountain Canyon water, splitting, thunder. So we got all these different things to think about. Finish it up, splash, push down. So even this is pushing up and then pulling down. Pushing down, pushing up, pulling down. So everything at the very base is either push or pull, just like a pulley. The pulley's got two directions, up and down. You want to go a different direction, you got to turn the pulley. So that's kind of how our muscles work. Not only is everything either a push and a pull, but everything is water. Tai Chi has the theme of water. It will find a way. You put something in there, put a stone, a boulder, a house, the water will find a way. It'll go around it, it adjusts. And that's what Tai Chi is all about. Yin Yang symbol, it's two fish in the water, swimming around each other. It's philosophically going with the flow. That's what Tai Chi is all about. So there is some resistance here and there, but that's what gives you the contrast. So here's our big set. If nobody has questions, we keep going. I feel stable, find my center. Inhale. Exhale. So first time we go through the whole thing, I'm going to say the names of a lot of them, a lot of the steps. We have ward off. We have pull. So ward off. There's that 7-star stretch. Empty stance. Rooster stance on one leg. Bow stance. Protect. Splash left. Splash right. Pull. Into ward off. This arm does a half circle. The other arm does a half circle on the other plane. Fist drops into your open hand. Fist drops into your empty hand. So that's, again, the yin and yang of it, closed and open. So we shift to the left with our hips. Our arms split as we spin the ball. Come back to empty stance, hands crossed. Toes to heel, hand to your side. This other hand holds the teacup and it does a little twist, a little teacup twirl. On the way back, we do a shoulder, elbow, wrist, push, splash, get the ball rolling, roll back, push, down and away, protect, with a spin. We go from our toes, again to our heel. We do a shoulder, elbow, as we kind of glance over, we come back, here's our split, pinch, into split. Okay, get the ball rolling, so it will spin. Pull, push, a little roll back for just a second there, into ward off, a little bit low. Here's that half circle again. This whole thing collectively is called King pounds the mortar. Every time you hit your fist, King pounds the mortar. Lift up, King pounds the mortar. Shift to the right, empty stance. Bow stance as we draw back. Arms split. Come back, cross your arms. Empty stance. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. The white crane spreads its wings. So before we step forward, let's step forward. Now you're solid, you're stable. Brush past your face. There's that thing we did a little bit earlier, kind of like we're going to do a brush knee, but instead it goes to shoulder, elbow, palm, split. Gather in, scoot back, strum the guitar. So it's like a plucking motion. Strumming, set the foot down. Push to the corner, roll back. Turn the hand over to chop. This other hand is in brush knee position. Now they switch. Chop, brush knee position. Past your face, reach up, lift up, down, same thing. Pull in, shoulder, elbow, palm, split. Gather in, strum the guitar. So I'm going to scoot back over here, step and so that whole thing repeats. It's not me losing track, it's like a chord. It's like 5 or 6 exercises that repeat. And then we go to here. Now it changes. Spin the ball, cross your arms. Leg comes in, comes up, comes down, comes out, splash low. Tack as you shift. Pull in, punch. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Face back to the front. King pounds the mortar from empty stance and from horse stance. Arms open. Arms closed. Toes, heel. Grab the beach ball like we did earlier. Pull it in. Push it out the window. Pull. As you pull in, shift your waist. Brush knee as you brush past your face. Same on the other side. Pull. Brush knee as you go past your face. So these hands both kind of coil out. Left one makes a fist. Your right one's not done yet. It does another teacup. Now fist. Hand on your side. Horse stance. Shift. Lean forward. Try to line up your shoulder with your elbow with your foot. Square back up. Palm up. Reach. Palm down. Reach. In front of your face. In front of your face. Fist and elbow to the side. Pull. Roll back. Push the ball underwater. So now we do this chop, but it's horizontal. Horizontal chop. Spin. Fist under elbow. Step down, step back. Reach up like we just did. Repulse monkey. We're just going to do one repulse monkey, otherwise everybody's going to run out of space and have to readjust. So now we go push forward, roll back, cross. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. There's our white crane spreads its wings again. Past your face, reach back. Lift up, set it down, pull. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, split. Reach out, come in. From your feet. You get the feet moving, the waist moves, you draw a big circle. And then ward off as you slice or chop. Ward off, slice. Bow stance, wind up, pinch. Take that teacup, you offer it in front with a poke. Right foot comes in, left foot lifts up, splash, protect, grab, punch, shoulder, elbow, wrist, roll back, push, down and away, protect, spin, toes to heel, shoulder, elbow, split. Wave arms like clouds. Our feet stay here until we do the right side. Feet go apart. Feet come together. Kind of like a slinky. The third one, just back up a step. The third one, we do the left, and now the right comes in front. Hold the ball. Bow stance. Spin the ball. Make a fist with your arm. Turn on your right foot. Elbow. Hand goes by your ear, it chops. Other hand by your side. Okay, I adjust to the corner a little bit. Splash. Roll back. My arms cross. My legs either step in bow stance or they cross too. Open like a flower. Either balance or slap, kick, and balance. Step the foot down. Same thing. Open like a flower. Slap kick. So that leg that you just kicked with comes back. You scoop up, shift, fist high, chop low. We go again from toes to heel. Pull the foot in, turn it over, chop. This hand, brush knee, chop. Step forward once, twice, reach back. As you come in, these hands turn to fists. It's ward off with a fist, punch. Hands come together. Pull apart a bag of potato chips. One goes high, the other goes low. Turn. Shoulder or elbow first, fist. elbow, fist. Take a little step, take a little step. These arms come down like we're swimming. I forgot to do an arm circle exercise in the beginning. But then we do another slap. Grab the beach ball, pull it across. Pull it across. Make fists. One vertical, other horizontal. Same thing again, scoop up. Lift on one leg if you'd like. Set the foot down. Make a little bit of room, shift. This arm, your leg tries to draw a circle. Some of you might just cross here, but if you can circle, it comes up. Now we do the other side. Fist high, chop low, toes, heel. Spin the ball. This arm comes back, like you're throwing some salt over your shoulder. The other one goes down, like you're punching the ground. And we balance. Right foot, left foot, splash, protect, pull and punch. Yay! That's one time through with the narration. Took about 15 minutes. Whew. So that's a lot of the names, right? Okay, the terminology, what we're doing. Let's do it again. Slower. Focus on your breathing. Everything is slow. Don't worry about the names. Just do the best you can following along. Then I'll give you a cadence if you'd like. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can breathe slower, wonderful. If you need to take more, breathe more. In. In. Balance is usually a little extra at the end if we want. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Up if you like. Out. In. Out. And out. And out. In. Let's finish it this way, in, out, in, out, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, block, and then back. So, I left out that arm circle thing. I did a little research on it, because it keeps coming up in my Facebook page, and it's like, I teach that. Why are other people doing it now? Because it's a standard exercise that's in other martial arts. So this part right here that we did at the beginning, it's like you're swimming, remember doing backstroke? It's actually called wheel arms. And there's some other variations of it. I'm not going to get into a lot of variations, but that's what that kick was that we used to do. You do this, and then these arms come around, and you slap. It's kind of a coordination exercise. Balance, flexibility, but in the martial arts world, it's an attack. Someone's punching at you, you're grabbing their arm, smack them on top of the head, and you're kicking them in the groin, or the stomach, or the throat. So there's always another side to it, and that's again the yin and yang. You got the nice peaceful exercise, and then the other side of that is there's self-defense techniques. So in theory, if you come to my classes, you will be master black belt. No, but you might actually get coordination, timing, control, that if somebody bumped into you, I didn't just get knocked over. Or a big dog comes and jumps on you. Oh, I can do something like that. You might see some of the things come up kind of like a surprise. Like, oh, I didn't think I could do that. So in one of my other classes, this woman came for many years, and she was chasing after her dog. The dog got out of the yard. She was about 80 years old at the time. She said she put her hand on the fence and she jumped over it and ran after her dog because she was afraid her dog was going to get hit by a car. And she just went on instinct. And afterwards she's like, holy smoke, I just jumped over like a 3-foot or 4-foot fence. 3 foot probably. And she told me about that because she was so happy that she didn't know she could do that. So, she's 80 years old. So, sometimes these exercises, they'll surprise you. If you do it enough, then maybe you'll stop that cup from hitting your foot when you open the cabinet or soup can. I remember that happening. My kids put the can of soup on the edge of a shelf somewhere, fell, and I was like, oh, gotta move my foot. Probably cracked the top. So does anybody have any questions?
So how far are we in?
How far did we go? About 2/3. I was going to do the last exercise kind of separate. So each class we move on a little bit more. So if you don't have any questions, let's go back to that very last step where we were just at with this punch. So what's going to happen next, it's going to be another one of these opening the bag. So instead of fists, your hands are open. So you notice how I got this? When we did it earlier, we were somewhere kind of over here. It was a vertical or a horizontal arm, and then a vertical arm. So they're in two planes. We do the same thing. So you just punched, but they're going to be open. So that's like ward off. This one's ward off, but the hands are turned in. Right? Ward off. So ward off high, ward off low. So then what's going to come next is pull, cross your legs. So here's where we turn sideways. We're going to go this way. So if we just did the punch, ward off, pull. Use my arms crossed, my legs cross. And then I go empty stance, kind of like snake creeps. Ward off. The other hand comes to me. Pull. Pull. Ward off as you push. So that's like our ward off like from the very beginning. But now we're in bow stance. And there's some leaning. There's some bending. Yang style, Yang 24, not going to have any of that bending stuff. So let's try it again. Say we were just over here. We finished with a punch on the corner, right? So now I'm just changing it to here. So that hand that's up does ward off. The hand that's at your side, it's like back of your hand. Wonderful. Shoulder, elbow. Pull across your arms. Cross your legs. You can do bow stance if you want. Empty stance. Bow stance. Left arm does a snake creeps, which means like this hand kind of coils down towards my knee, my other foot, and then I do ward off. Other hand comes to me. Pull. Roll back. Ward off as you push. So if this one's pushing their face or their punch, this one would catch them underneath the throat or the ribs. So let's try it one more time, and then I think that'll be it for today. So we finished punching there. We turn. Kind of like you got the bag of potato chips, but your hands are open. Pull. Cross. Cross. Snake creeps. Ward off. Pull. Roll back. Ward off. Finish it up. Feet come together. I'm just going to get back in the center here. Splash low. Twist high. Breathing in. Breathing out.